Well, happy New Year's ramen fans. It was a crazy 2020. I hope you're all staying safe. Now, a lot of things changed this year, but one thing remained the same. The Michelin Guide came out with another little red book for Tokyo. And just like previous years, ramen was a part of it. Without further ado, let's break down the 2020 Michelin Guide ramen shops for Tokyo.
皆さん、こんにちは。私はミシュランガイドインターナショナルダイレクターのグェンダル・プレネクです。今日のセレクション発表を楽しみにしてくれてありがとうございます。
But first, a bit of history. Feel free to skip ahead if this is boring. I'll put some timestamps in the description so you can skip to the good stuff. Let's talk Michelin. Michelin, a rubber and tire company, first made their food guide back in 1900 to give to their customers to promote travel to the countryside. Back then, a set of tires was probably pretty pricey and probably wore out pretty quick. So, hey, this was a good marketing move. Fast forward over a century and the guide is stronger than ever. Sure, tires are a different situation, and in somewhere like Tokyo, most people don't even own a car. And these days, tires are pretty well made, so you're not burning through many sets to go eat some good food. But good food is good food, and any excuse to travel, I'm into it. Me, I use the Michelin Road 5s on my motorcycle. Their patented ACT Plus casting tech means that I get more mileage out of every set. And with their XST Evo sipping design, I can drive those wet summers in Japan knowing that my rubber will hit the road. Most people know that Michelin rates their restaurants with 1, 2, or 3 stars. Not a lot of restaurants have 3 stars, but you can expect the ones that do to be excellent. I've been to a couple 3-star restaurants around the world and, yep, enjoyed them all. In 2014, Michelin added a new category called Bib Gourmand. This highlights restaurants that are a bit more affordable. In Japan, I think they have to be less than 5,000 or 6,000 yen. This means that more casual gourmet restaurants, called BQ Gourmet in Japanese, well, they have a chance at being mentioned in the Michelin Guide. In the 2014 Michelin Guide, there were 157 Bib Gourmand restaurants. However, they were all French or Italian. Sorry, ramen. 2015 saw a big change with 22 categories of Japanese cuisine being added to the Bib Gourmand. Ramen was one of those. So with 325 restaurants in Tokyo getting Bib Gourmand, 22 of those were ramen. A few shops debuted in 2015 that are still on the list today. Hototogis, Mitsufuji, and Toy Box. I should also note that Tsuta got a Bib Gourmand award in 2015. 2016 was the year that everything changed when Tsuta was given an actual Michelin star. Yes, Tsuta was crowned king. Of the 343 Bib Gourmands that year, 26 were for ramen. First-timers that year were Rage, Koike, and Nakiryu. 2017 was more of the same. 354 shops got Bib Gourmand and 27 of those were ramen. Tsuta retained their star, and none of the shops that are in the guide this year were rookies that year. 2018, 278 Bib Gourmands. Nakiryu was upgraded to a Michelin star. 24 shops in total were in the guide. Muginai, Nijibu no Ichi, and Yakumo were first-timers this year. 2019 saw a third Michelin star in the ramen category with Hototogis. There were 21 shops total in the Bib Gourmand category. Kane Kitchen, Nishio, and Nonokura were first-timers this year. 2020 had 22 shops in the Bib Gourmand category. All 3 restaurants with the Michelin star retained their status, and first-timers were Men to Mirai, Hachigo, and Kotetsu. Unfortunately for overseas travelers, 2020 was also the year that they could not come and try them. Quite often, the Little Red Book affects restaurants in major ways. And every year, you've really noticed that ramen shops that were put in the Michelin Guide got a definite boost in sales. However, 2020 couldn't really see those changes. That brings us to 2021. There were 5 new shops but a lot of other shops were dropped from the list, for a total of 18 shops in the Bib Gourmand category. The real shocker though was that Tsuta not only lost their Michelin star, but they were left off the list completely. This was following a move across town from Sugamo to Yoyogi Uehara. I'm not sure if that is the reason or if the inspectors think that the taste changed, but they're not in the book. Let's break the shops down one by one. I'll stick to the facts and save my opinions for the end. By the way, if you are interested in the entire 2021 Michelin rankings, there's a very slick video about it produced by Michelin. It's hosted by famous Japanese talent Patrick Harlan and Yuri Tachibana. It's definitely worth a watch. How do these bowls resonate with the Japanese ramen critics? Much of the controversy with the ramen in Michelin is the discrepancy between the guide and the established Japanese rankings. We have the Tabelog 100, Tokyo Ramen of the Year magazine, and Ramen Walker's Nendo level rankings. Do these shops match up with what the Japanese ramen critics say? Because Ramen Walker isn't really ranking based, I'll refer to their 2021 issue's Shijo Saiko list of 100 shops in Tokyo. This list shouts out 100 great shops around Tokyo broken down by categories. At Chukasoba Ginza Hachigo, the soup is made with duck, 12-month aged prosciutto, and pepper from Madagascar. Kujo Negi adds a little bit of green accent to the bowl. Hojicha is served after the meal for a bit of hospitality. Hachigo is actually the #1 ranked shop in Ramen Walker magazine. It appears in the Tabelog 100. It is not in Tokyo Ramen of the Year. You should go there as soon as you can. Chuka Soba Nishino, it's part of the Ramen Koike group, all 3 of which are on this list. Niboshi ramen made with Shirokuchi Niboshi from the Seto Inland Sea. Light, aromatic sansho oil gives this one a little something extra. Nishino appears in Ramen Walker, Tabelog, but not Tokyo Ramen of the Year. Nishino? More like Nishi yes. Kane Kitchen Noodles has a variety of ramen styles. Their Shio ramen has a blend of 4 different salts. Their Shoyu ramen is a blend of 7 different soy sauces. Limited bowls and collaborations are a common thing. If you're hungry, the Zenbanose is covered with many beautiful toppings. Kane Kitchen is in Ramen Walker, but not part of Tabelog or Tokyo Ramen of the Year. Kane Kitchen. I Kane recommend it. Jun Teuchi Mento Mirai. The noodles are made in-house completely by hand without any machines. They have a thick, chewy, uneven texture. The tare is made with kuranomoto and ayu gyoshu. These 2 premium ingredients add some deeper, more complex flavors to the soup. Mento Mirai appears in Ramen Walker and Tabelog. You'd better make some future plans to visit this one. Chuka Soba Kotetsu. It's a simple classic bowl, and it's definitely the least kodawari bowl on this list. Some ramen purists would consider that a good thing. Kotetsu does not appear on any of the Japanese ranking lists. Great shop in Shimokitazawa for all you hipsters out there. Chuka Soba Mitsufuji. They use specialty aged shoyu from Kagawa Prefecture, Iwachu pork from Iwate Prefecture, homemade noodles that are aged for several days. Mitsufuji does not appear on any of the Japanese ranking lists. I pity the Mitsufu who doesn't try this bowl of ramen. Teuchike Chotaka Suimen. Did I get that right? Nonokura. They use homemade noodles with a very high hydration level. Meaty chicken and 4 kinds of dried fish in the soup. And the best kodawari point, the shop is named after his daughter Nonoka. Nonokura appears in Ramen Walker and Tabelog. Nonokura should be called Yes Yes Kura. Did I make that joke already? Homemade ramen muginai. Noodles are made in-house daily. Shoyu from Hyogo, Niigata, and Saitama prefectures is used. Ma kombu from Hokkaido. Katsuo from Miyazaki Prefecture. Muginai's only ranking from Japanese critics is in Tabelog. However, it should be noted that they refuse to be ranked by any of the ramen magazines.
With a name like Muginai, their noodles must be great. They are. They're very good.
Menson Rage uses meaty Tokyo-raised game fowl, Kinka ham, and their excellent maze soba with a cured egg yolk. Rage only appears in Tabelog's rankings.
Slurping in the name of. Dun-dun-dun.
Yakumo is a classic shop where the master trained at famous Tantan Te. Classic soup made from bones, kelp, and dried fish. Choose a dark shoyu or a lighter shoyu, or a mix of both. Famous for their two kinds of wonton, shrimp and pork. Yakumo is highly ranked by Ramen Walker, Tabelog, and Tokyo Ramen of the Year magazine.
Yakumo, so y'all come over here for some good ramen. I got nothing.
Ramen Koike has choices of light, heavy, and spicy niboshi ramens. Their ajitama is soaked in a katsuo broth. They carry a unique niboshi Taiwan maze soba that you won't find anywhere else. Koike is favored by Ramen Walker and Tabelog.
Not a lot of shops in this part of Tokyo. You could say they're a big fish in a little pond. I'm proud of that one.
Ramen Nijibun no Ichi uses high-quality koshu jidori from Yamagata Prefecture. The salt tare is made with scallops, mackerel, and skipjack tuna. Sous vide shoulder roast chashu. Nijibu no Ichi is in Ramen Walker and Tabelog.
So Nijibu no Ichi means 1 out of 20. How did they know they'd be one of the 20 shops in the Michelin Guide? Whoa!
Ramenya Toy Box uses 3 kinds of high-quality chicken. They're known for their excellent chicken oil. Toy Box is highly ranked by everyone.
Don't toy with these guys. They are serious about their ramen.
Kisui Hananoren uses a shoyu blend from Kagawa and Gunma prefectures. Noodles are made from 3 kinds of Hokkaido flour and natural kansui from Mongolia. Takenoko from Fukuoka. 3 kinds of specialty chickens are used. Hananoren does not appear on any of the Japanese lists.
Hananoren. Leave your puns in the comments.
Kingu Seimen is from the same group as Koike and Nishino. Homemade noodles use 5 kinds of Japanese flour. Kingu Seimen does a triple soup. King Seimen was ranked the number 2 Rookie Shop of the Year by Ramen Walker. They also appear on Tabelog.
It's good to be the king.
Shinjuko Shijimi Chukasoba Kohaku. They use shijimi clams from Lake Shinji in Shimane Prefecture, considered the best in Japan. 3 kinds of chashu are in the special bowl. Other seafood ingredients change daily. Kohaku was ranked the number 1 rookie shop by Ramen Walker magazine, and they are on Tabelog's Hyakume 10 list.
On a side note, shijimi is great to prevent hangovers. You know who you are. Me.
Jimbocho Kurosu uses 100% Daisen Jidori chicken from Tottori Prefecture, fresh soy sauce from Nagano Prefecture, whole grain stone milled flour from Nagano Prefecture. Even the bowls here are kodawari. They're craft bowls made in Gifu Prefecture. Kurosu is in Tabelog and Ramen Walker.
Be careful, this one is tough to find in the shadow of the Shueisha publishing house. No?
Neiroya is a Seto Inland Sea centric shop. Most of their fish comes from here. They have a constantly changing menu highlighting seasonal ingredients. They also have kakigori, using fresh fruit from around Japan. Neiroyo does not appear on anybody's list.
Don't sleep on this great ramen shop.
For the shops with 2 Michelin stars, we have Sosaku Men Kobo Nakiryu. Their soup is made with chicken, beef, kombu, katsu, and fresh oysters. They use Wakayama craft soy sauce in their shoyu bowl.
The Tantan Men is made with their original spice blend. Nakiryu appears on everyone's list.
You want to invite me to another ramen shop? Don't knock Nakiryu just because they have a Michelin star. It's good ramen.
Soba House Konjiki Hototogis uses soup made with hamaguri mussels. Porcini paste and Inca berries are used for accent. They use SPF pork in their bowl. Hototogis is also on everyone's list of great shops.
If you want to shell out for a good bowl, this is the spot for you. Oh, you want my opinion? Well, opinions are like ear holes. Everyone's got one or two. To be honest, when Bib Gourmand debuted in 2015, it was a little whack. I'd say a lot of the shops were kind of a 7 or 8 out of 10 for me on the ramen scale. However, this year, I think most of the shops are pretty high up there. And you know, if you look at the correlation between the Michelin shops and the sort of Japanese rankings, you'll see a lot more consensus. In the past as well, a lot of the shops were up on the north side of Tokyo, a lot of them in Bunkyoku. I mean, Tsuta and Nakiryu are just minutes apart from each other, kind of on a less popular part of town. So all the ramen hunters, we kind of joked that the Michelin inspector probably lives in Nippori Station just because there's an express train from there going straight to Narita Airport. Hey, easy trip back to France. 2016 was a very strange year. I used to work just a few minutes away from Tsuta and Sugamo, and I'd go there on occasion to have a great bowl. However, the day that they got the Michelin star, that was all over. And the lines were huge. People were coming from all over Japan, all over the world to try this Michelin star ramen. And although I was very happy for Onishi-san to get some success in that regard, it sucked for me personally because I don't think I went back there on my own again, ever. I went back a couple times to shoot some videos, but that was in their off hours and it was more of like a promotion thing for TV shows. So, you know, to me, the Michelin star kind of messed with my personal ramen experience here, but hey, if it's good promotion for ramen, it's good for everyone. I think Michelin only really added that Bib Gourmand category to stay relevant in this Instagram-obsessed world. You know, a lot of people now are foodies, and not a lot of these foodies are going to $600 a person meals with wine pairing. Some people get really offended by Michelin, and they think that Michelin has no right to dictate what their favorite food is, or what deserves an award. And a lot of this stems from the fact that it's kind of a French company. So why should French inspectors be able to judge these Japanese flavors that are going on in ramen or other cuisines for that matter? To me, I'm not really offended. It's just another list. There's hundreds of lists out there on the internet. Hey, I have a best of site, bestoframen.com, check it out. But to me, it's just another list. Which is why I think that originally when you had like 25, 26 shops in the Bib Gourmand category, it's just too many. I think this year is a little better with 18 there, but I think, to be honest, if Michelin dropped it down to like 10 shops, I think that would be a good number. I do find it strange that every single shop on this list is this kind of tanre, refined shoyu or shio ramen style. And you don't have any heavy miso ramen or tonkotsu ramen. You really don't have these styles that, you know, are loved by Japanese people and loved by ramen hunters alike, but they're just not on this list at all. Which I get it, like Michelin, they want this sort of refined kodawari, as we say. So, I mean, that's fine, but you know, sometimes you do like a bowl of really heavy pork soup with just a metric ton of MSG dumped inside. I mean, that's good food. I'm very curious to hear your opinions about this year's Michelin list. Have you been to any of these shops? Did you like them? Did you dislike them? Have you been to any Michelin 1, 2, or 3-star restaurants? Anywhere, let me know. I'm really curious. I love hearing people's food stories.
And especially when it comes to ramen, do you think the list is good this year? Is it bad? Are there shops on there that have no right being awarded anything at all? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Hototogis is out in Asia and Toronto, and Tsuta is in Asia and San Francisco. Have you tried them? What do you think? I do get some very mixed reviews from my overseas fans about these shops. Hey, let me know. Yeah, like I said, I love these lists of any kind. It's really interesting to me to see what people are looking at in the ramen world from both within Japan and abroad. And hey, Michelin, if you're watching, give me a call. I'm out of here.
Nerede bir